Yes, if you don't know what any of this is a showcase of new writing. We've got poems, we've got plays, we've got extracts, we've got sketch. Yeah, I think that's all the things we've got. But there's a lot of them, and they're all really good. So that's what this is. That's who we are. Let's talk about why we're standing in darkness. We don't have time today. I have an ongoing feud with all technology, and
yeah, we haven't had the best
luck with tech. Yeah.
No.
No tech. It's all a cappella.
Yeah.
We've got, and also literally these scripts, these like casts were formed about a week ago.
Yes.
So
people are still going to maybe be on script, you know, things like that. It's quite raw, but yeah,
it's a scratch performance.
Yeah, it's
that's what the official theatrical term is. Scratch performance. So yeah, a couple of things before we start. We've been asked by the Guild to provide content warnings for some of the pieces. So within one of the pieces there is the murder of a child. That's fun.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta throw that in there. Don't move the murder of a child. That's not a woo.
That's a boo, Benny.
Yeah. There is also a depiction of spiking within it, within one of the pieces.
And there's references to sexual violence and like trauma kind of thing, but no specifically sexual, but just to let you guys know.
There's also swears.
There's swears, yeah.
We're all adults there. Today's event is Pay What You Like, which means you will go in for free. But at the end, we'll be shaking a bucket at the door. All proceeds for the event will go to charity.
Asylum Link Merseyside.
Yeah, supporting refugees and asylum seekers in Liverpool. Thank you. That's notable. But yeah, so at the door, shaking a bucket. Give as much money as you think today was worth, basically.
Or if it was bad,
Yeah, exactly.
That's everything.
Okay.
Have a good time, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Which is Dream State by Jake Scott.
Can you hear it?
The wind, wrapping around the window pane, singing you to sleep.
They say silence can be deafening. There is no silence quite like that of the night. Low light, the evening time shroud weighing on your brow, willing you to drift. All around, sound is muted. Dusk turns into darkness, and your mind begins to float.
Who is he? The one lay asleep in the bed in the corner of the attic, on the house, on the hill. And who are they? The couple, intertwined in their evening nap, on the couch in the flat by the bypass.
These strangers share the strangest realm, that of sleep, where every face is familiar, and every fantasy is feasible, and every step might become a jump, might become a flight.
It is not always night, not always dark, but let's say for our play that it is. For darkness lends itself to dreaming, and nighttime lends itself to sleep.
In all of their slowness and silence and secrets, the dark and the night weave a spell of delight and decadence, and fear and magic, and truth and pain and joy and wishes. Anything can happen.
Look out across the town, across chimneys and spires.
Tiptoe along telephone wires,
Unseen as the people get wrapped up in sleep.
Come rain,
Come snow.
from shining stars on a cloudless eve.
one thing never fails to sweep in with the late hours. Dreams.
They befall those who fall into rest behind closed curtains and blackout blinds. The emptied streets make room for heavy air, thick with dreamland magic and midnight potential.
It is the witching hour.
Sidle along side streets and wade through the quiet as townsfolk cease their chatter, stolen away to sleep.
Quiet. Don't make a sound.
If you are quiet, if you listen, you might hear the wildest dreams rumbling over the hillside.
You might catch the fantasies taking off like fireworks, soaring into space.
Have you ever had a dream that felt real?
Step gently down the centre line of a ghost town high street, shop closed till morning with no one in sight. What could it be that calls everyone away? The town is on pause. Everything stops but the breathing. Still, in the quiet, a heartbeat sounds. Steady, biding time until tomorrow comes.
Why do they go?
Why do they lie, close eyes with a sigh and give themselves away for hours on end?
Their call to rest is a siren song, luring everyone away to play.
Followed those Pied Piper drooping eyelids into the mountain cave.
And spiraled into sleep.
Here, in this house, in this bed, lies a woman who sleeps alone.
In her waking hours, she feels as if she has lived 1,000 years plus one. Her bones creak, and her back aches, and her skin is paper thin.
In my dreams, I see the man I spent my life with.
They meet here every night, in this land of love and comfort, and his hands feel warm in hers again.
Daytime sorrow fades away, for her dreams hold no room for loss.
He is here, and I am here.
Stars twinkle on high as they embrace by the clock tower, and the hands are always stuck, because that's all she needs. Time, endless time, with him.
Forever and ever.
They had always said, and they had always meant it.
A song begins, just for them, and her head fits on his shoulder, just as it always has, and the world melts away as they turn and they sway, and she knows that here, she is alive.
They are biding their time until they meet again, and as he strokes her hair beneath the moonlight, she knows she does not have to rush to the other side.
Because he will wait forever, if that's how long it takes.
Leave them to their dancing. Come, race through the alleyways and breathe the humid air of the dream state that has taken all the people.
Jump, and feel how it jumps with you.
Hold you up for a second.
And beckons you in with the knowledge of how it feels to fly.
The children dream of wild and maddening things. Saddled on seahorses and cars that park on Mars.
And rabbits that can talk, and apple trees that walk, and foods that make you grow.
And people that they know sprouting horns and not explaining why, and pets that never die.
And monsters in the walls, and in the wardrobe, and down the plug hole.
Yes, those dreams are loud, but some don't make a sound.
Like this one.
Here, in this bed, in this room, are your boy dreams of homework?
Maths. He needs to do his maths.
I need to do my maths.
1 + 5 + 3 equals...
6.
This is absolutely true. He knows it. He is smiling and he goes to write it down.
He is smart.
I am so smart, he thinks. And I can't wait to get my mark back. I've literally aced this homework.
And then, his pencil disappears.
He thinks. Because it was definitely a pencil.
He forgets about his homework and takes a bite out of the carrot. It tastes like an onion.
So, he throws it away into the undetermined void of dreamland. Because He is Spider-Man, and no hero can save the city with breath that smells like onion.
This is a dream based on haphazard thoughts, a nonsense journey, jumping from synapse to synapse. There is nothing eating at the mind of the boy. He is doing all right. So, he dreams a quiet dream that makes no sense at all.
Whilst outside the window,
In the deep, wide, whirling, swirling dark,
more dreams thrum and thrash and crash and sing and scream and shout and rumble.
Some dreams are quiet.
others are mighty.
Some whip up chimneys, wrap around pylons and force them to bend.
Some dreams, they stomp across the rooftop slates, fierce and bucking and rearing and roaring and soaring across the skyline. Lighting up, eyes that flicker restless behind eyelids closed off from the world.
Some dreams feel like heaven.
Here, at number 47, the new girl in town dreams of playing a song that would bring Orpheus himself to his knees.
She dreams that her voice was crafted from the throat of an angel, but fell from the heavens and landed in her mouth instead.
I dream of symphonies.
Her tune draws a crowd, and her singing is loud, and her song might set the world ablaze with light, and everything is right in her dream.
In her dream, she is the one thing she has always wanted to be.
I am heard.
Her song is a song that punches a fist into the heart of silence and tears it apart, sinew by bloody sinew.
Her song is a chant, a rallying cry.
If they won't be silenced, then neither will I.
And everyone cheers because everyone hears what she's trying to say. And they love her, they see her.
They know what it is to be her.
Some of the people who hear her, they fear her. They cower away, too afraid to come near her. Too worried her soul, so bright in the light, will set them on fire.
Those people are afraid to burn, but the girl is not.
Never have been, never will be.
She knows what it is to be silent. But in this dream she has tasted noise on her tongue, and it is sweet.
When she wakes, she may never be quiet again.
For now, let her rest.
Come away. Glide under lampposts that illuminate dew on the wet black tar. Jet black sky hanging high. Pinprick stars like blinking eyes that watch tiny ant people at play in the land of dreams.
Watch out for the sparks that shoot from open windows, racing off towards the moon. They stop for no one.
Can you feel a drumbeat heart pounding beneath the pavement?
It shakes the soles of your shoes, calling you in.
This way, it says.
It takes a mighty dream indeed to drum up such a thing. Follow it now, trace it to its source.
The boy in the bed in the attic of the house on the hill.
The hill in the heart of the town.
The hill that is home to the boy.
The boy who dreams of loss. His are the dreams in which monsters hide beneath the bed and skeletons take up residence in the closet. His are the dreams in the house on the hill that make the heartbeat sound.
The boy in this bed is haunted.
At night, when he cannot hold out any longer, he finds himself alone with the ghosts that live behind his eyes.
The ghosts have no face, no place in the world, so they walk in his dreams and turn them to nightmares.
He lies in his bed, trapped in his head, frozen in place until morning arrives.
There is nobody who comes to save him, in our world or his dreams.
The heartbeat of the boy in the house on the hill, in the heart of the town, travels down into streets and rattles the floorboards in homes half a mile from his bed.
The sound that goes around, the pound, pound, pound of a lonely, lost, lamenting child, whose dreams aren't wild and free, but stuck in endless heartbreak.
Maybe, on some fateful future night, the boy will sleep, and he will find his bed devoid of monsters and his closet full of coats.
Or maybe they will stay forever.
Only one thing is certain. He's not alone.
He is not the only one with ghosts inside his bones.
We have to go now.
Leave him to his mourning, for soon it will be morning, and your feet will touch the ground.
The mighty and the small, the ever-tempting call of sleep and rest and living in a fantasy. Whatever you can think of, here, you might just see it all. If only there were time.
Dawn will break, and they will wake.
The spell will lift, the world will shift on its axis. The night will end and send the dream state out of sight and mind.
The town will find its eyes begin to open, and its streets will start to fill.
Look!
First ray of the day peeks its head over the hilltop.
It shines in through the window of the boy. When he wakes, his heavy heart will finally get some rest.
The thrumming, humming, buzzing buzz of the dark and night and dreams is fading fast.
We have to go now.
Come, walk down the town's awakening path, and feel the brightness warm your cheeks.
The sun is rising and the world of dreams has gone.
But do not fear. It will be here, and there, and everywhere you turn.
When darkness comes again.
All right, so the next piece is what is a poem, and it's Wine-Stained Lips by Sapphire Charles.
Pouring glass after glass of this poison. Pouring glass after glass of this poison. My glass half empty attitude now full. My world is spinning off its axis and floating into spiritual. Oh, wait, no. That's just the booze talking. I'm actually stumbling into a tight cubicle after pouring glass after glass. Oh shit, I messed up again. I'm not at a club or a bar. I'm wrapped up in the comfort of my own home, not that far. Clearly having a crisis because I keep pouring glass after glass. Alright, that's what's happening now. I'm falling. Not falling out of love with the person who hated me. Funny enough, I was she. God, being cliche again. You see, I don't drink frequently, only on special occasions or sometimes secretly. I pour glass after glass of this existential crisis in a cup, letting time pass. Oh, you see, drinking is... Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, you see, drinking is... I'm so sorry.
You're doing so well.
I'm so sorry, this never happened this week. I pour glass after glass of this existential crisis in a cup, letting time pass. Oh, you see, drinking is an escape, but my worst enemy. The toxic side that gets the better of me. And so, wearing my wine-stained lips with pride, it's time to say goodbye and give in to this emotional tide and toss the wine bottle to the side. Oh no, but before I go, always remember, drink responsibly and with people you trust, because you'll regret pouring glass after glass.
I've got to say, this is my first time watching a lot of these. I've read them, but I haven't seen them before. God, they're good. Sorry. Anyway, the next piece is one I have seen before because I wrote it. So this is Stressful Meditation by me, Rufus Walkerton. Get up on stage.
Hey, how are you doing? Oh, hi. It's so good to see you. You look really relaxed today.
Well, you know, I've got this new meditation app. It's been really helpful. It does these great guided meditations. They are so useful, but generally keeping me feeling centered, you know? Actually, here, have a listen.
Welcome to this guided meditation. Now begin by taking some deep breaths in and out. In and out. Focus on your breath. Coming in and then out. In and then out. Now imagine yourself at a party. You're talking to someone. It's going well. But what's this? They've said something you didn't quite hear over the noise of the party. You reply with a what? They repeat it. You still do not hear. So you apologise and say what again? This time moving closer. They once again repeat, and yet you still do not hear it. What is wrong with you? The third what would be incredibly embarrassing. You decide the best response is polite laughter. Wrong choice. They look angry or perhaps upset. They walk away just as you realise what they were saying. They were asking for your number. You go to correct your mistake, but they're already gone. Gone forever. You missed your chance. Your one chance. You always do this. You always find a way to fuck it up. Are you too oblivious to notice when someone is interested in you? Or are you blinded by the fact that you believe you're unlovable? Perhaps you are.
Okay, we're going to pause that. What was that?
It's a guided meditation. It helps you relax.
How was that relaxing?
It helps you all your stress out in one session.
I don't think that's how stress works. I listened to this for a few minutes and I'm emotionally ruined for the rest of the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got that at first too, but you kind of just get used to the existential dread. But I understand, the guided meditation might not be for you. But there's loads of other good features on the app, like, let me just see. There's these great noises that help you get to sleep, like, a walk in the woods, but the woods is full of mosquitoes. And, oops, you've got him on the bus at the same time as school ends, and now you're trapped surrounded by noisy teens. And, ooh, my personal favourite. You can hear there's a conversation happening about you on the other side of the room, but you're too far away to make out the details.
Okay, let me have a look. They can't all be horrible. No, this one looks normal. Whale song.
Oh, that one is wonderful. It's the sound of whales singing, accompanied by the sound of a man drowning in the distance. And you're the only one who can hear him, and no matter how hard you try, you cannot save him. You try and you try, but he always faces his watery demise. And really closely, it's almost as though the whale is saying, it's all your fault. All your fault.
There must be something on here that's not completely horrible. We'll just see. Breathing exercises. That can't be awful. That can't be so stressful.
Oh, yeah, the breathing exercises are great. Hit play.
Breathe in and out. In and out. Now in, out, in, out, out,
Can you please tell me there's anything here that doesn't actively make your mental health worse? Why would you even use this?
Oh, there's a great reward scheme. They give you a Your pet dies in the most cruel way, and it's all because of your horrible neglect, because you're a failure of a person. Jesus Christ. Yeah, also personalized. How do I know?
Your greatest regret is... Come on. You know what you did. Doncaster, 3 years ago. A couple.
How does it know this?
Oh, well, you know it's connected to Facebook. It knows everything.
You're also sleeping with Emma's husband.
Different Emma.
The Emma you're talking to right now.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah!
Is it okay to throw in a review sketch and a right night? Fuck you, I'll tell you Alright, the next piece is 2 poems, Dating Profile and Coffee by Tamir Halek.
Yeah, so the first one, it's called Dating Profile. I wrote it, in, like, I don't know, year 12. And it's just a bit funny. I'm going to try and do it without reading off the thing. Yeah, he's good. Alright. I'll be honest. I'm not a 6'4" Adonis muscle colossus, rather I seek to astonish. Puns, I promise. Wordplay, I'm on it. Fan of comedy, man of humour, and this will come sooner with you by my side. I'm no sophisticated charmer, ballroom dance partner, hired a gardener, antique suit of armour, trust fund from his father that he will blow on sports cards and designer clothes. Nah. Yet still, I'm an educated gentleman, sensitive yet not overly feminine. You'll find that I'm genuine, not insulted easily, I've got thick skin like an elephant, I've got swim like a pendulum, I like hummus like Lebanon. I promise to your parents I'll be a presentable specimen. With that, I suppose the little bio is done. Better finish before the word limit comes. If you liked what you read, no need to slumber. Psyched out what I said? Send me your number. The other one, I started writing like during COVID, and it's about technology. And I finished writing it like 5 minutes before we started. Yeah, so bear with. Yeah. How better to wake up than with a cup of coffee? Sunlight streams in through the blinds, the Weetabix not soggy. Well, it might be. You've not noticed. Your phone in hand is close, it's closer than your bowl. Closer than your cup of what might be perfect coffee. Or did you pour it yesterday? You wouldn't know. You barely taste it anyway. An ever-present parasite, the perfect jobs contraption, the multimedia messiah, recharge your satisfaction. So your neck always aches and you're perpetually bored, your attention span's a joke, responsibilities ignored. Well, that's the price you pay to be constantly informed. Breaking news won't wait for you or your fear of missing out. You need to know it now, need the dopamine it's dishing out. Fear is the most engaging, so it's crisis after crisis. Happiness is bland, pain and politics are spices. The algorithm's found you, knows you, chose for you, your perfect feed. An outrage every moment, everything at breakneck speed. Breathe. There are other people like you. You're gonna be alright. Take a shower, exercise. Here's 12 rules for life. And what's there to do that's indispensable? Your phone's your map, your camera, the way you talk to mates, the way you keep up with the lives of those you love to hate. Drop off social media and you'd be out of the loop. Sure you'd break the cycle, but you'd be out of the group. See, it's futile to resist, because you need to post or message to remind them you exist. Doesn't matter if it's good, doesn't matter if it's rotten. You know you can't let go, disconnect, and be forgotten. So, stare at your distraction, your pain and ruined sand, and forget you're just some data farmed to sell to brands.
Final piece of this half, after this elaborate interval, is a short play. It is I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Max.
Yeah. What's... Oh, you're a G. The free bird thinks of another breeze, the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill. The caged bird sings of freedom.
Police interview commenced 10:37 a.m. on the 13th of January 2022. This interview is being conducted by myself, Detective Inspector Berrin Conroy, and is consulting a Mr. Dennis Bolsover, lead suspect in the case of the disappearance of Miss Sarah Mullins, convicted of 9 other counts of premeditated homicide, believably linked to the case. For the purpose of this recording, Mr. Bolsover, I'm going to have to ask you to give your full name and date of birth.
Ah, yes. My name is Good King Wenceslas. Born in that annoying bit of time between not quite here and not quite there. Somewhat of an anomaly.
I'll ask you once more.
There's no need, my dear. You know I was never fond of formalities.
Sarah Mullins went missing on the 4th of December. She was heavily linked to several of your victims, was seen in the area of your residence just hours before her disappearance, and her case is under suspiciously similar circumstances to her peers. Mr. Bolsover, I ask you plainly, where is she?
Tell me, Mr. Conroy, do you watch the birds?
I'm not here to talk about birds, I'm here for answers. Answers we
The
both know.
power of flight. Don't you just find it joyous? The idea that with but a flap one can dissipate. I envy birds. Every morning, as I watch the jackdaws take off, I think of their freedom. I'm sure you're aware of the sickness of jealousy. A sin, of course.
Don't fuck with me, Bolsover. I'm no red light boy. You can't silver tongue me.
I wish it for all of us. The freedom of the blue, to soar endless skies, to feed back to the greater. I was only doing my duty. Blessed girl, she must be free now.
You say free. Elaborate.
Must I?
Talk, Bolsover. Talk, or I swear to God. You know that window of yours? No dawn. No dusk. No nothing. Just you and the void. Nothing for you to yearn for. No hope.
Girl you're looking for was weak when I met her. Nothing but a fledgling. Now she's mighty. Now she watches over
Shoot
the
the
world.
fucking child!
I took her to a man who taught her to fly. Unclipped her, so to speak. He watches over the free, high in the hills, while tethered to his post. She watches from above.
This has been a long and testing investigation, Mr. Bolsover.
Has it? I hadn't noticed.
My patience has been worn painfully thin over the past weeks.
Ditto.
I'm sure Scotland Yard will understand a momentary lapse of rage in order to make you talk.
Is that a threat, Detective Inspector?
To the utmost extent, yes.
I want you to know, Detective Inspector, that this investigation will conclude when I see fit. I want you to accept that. Laugh as you might, you only find her when I want you to. When you realise. When I see you realise.
It ends with you leading me to exactly where she is, or me leading you to the darkest depths of humanity. I swear by God, you tell me.
Why so often the approach for brutes, Mr. Conroy? Too dim to dance with the devil?
I may be a brute, but I walk out of here today a free man. I'll ask you once more, where is the girl?
Tell me, Conroy, what school of law did you attend?
Interview terminated 10:42. Solitary for you tonight. A stark, windowless room, where they howl your name in the night to keep you from sleeping, where they scratch at your bars like nails down the blackboard, tonight and every night, until we find her.
Had it been a good school, you'd have noticed by now. I've already told you where she is. Everything you know, everything you need to know still lingers in the air. With every passing second, she flies further.
You must keep this professional. A matter like that can read into people, peer into their soul. Or dig in.
Thank you, my darling. He saw blood today. I could see it in his eyes. He was like a cat with a ball of yarn.
You can't let him toy with you, Barry.
I just keep going over and over everything he said, trying to decipher it, trying to make sense of it.
Try to mislead Peter. A matter like that can read into people's souls. You must stick to a plan.
Birds. He kept talking about birds, about how they were free.
It's not part of it, Barry. You have to stick to a plan. You can't beat him at his own game.
But Marie, can't you see, I need him. If there's any hope of us finding her, I need to beat him at his own game. Have you ever sat down with the devil, Finn? Have you ever looked evil in the eye and asked him where No? He's teasing me. Like a carrot to a donkey. He knows it too.
There's only one way forward. I have to make a deal with him. It's the only way.
Look at him. He's a noble character, a shapeshifter. He has nothing on you.
He knows she's ours. He knows she's our daughter. I can see it in his eyes that he knows. He can smell it on me, the rage.
No. But how? You said you gave him money.
I did, but he didn't buy it for a second. He sneered at it. He knows the foolishness of a father's rage.
My baby. My baby, my beautiful girl. Darling, is she alive?
Perhaps he flirted with the idea. I swear, by God, I will find her. If it's my last duty on this earth, I will find her. That, or I kill her. I think as parents, we're guilty of looking at things with a certain happy naivety. We seem to look at things with a warmth of love and of trust. But this man harbours no sympathy, not a drop of it. And there's only one way forward, and that's at his feet.
When you see him next, I want you to remember.
Remember what?
Her sun-kissed cheeks on summer afternoons. Her first swim on Brighton Beach. Her mishmash words as you become ill. I want you to remember your daughter.
We need sleep. We could figure this out in the morning.
Free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips her wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through the bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat to sing.
Get out. Get out of my head, you demon! Get out!
I took her to a man who taught her to fly, unclipped her, so to speak. He was truly one of a kind. Happy for my donation. A good deed all round. It's good for their wings, you see.
Get out of my fucking head! Take me. Leave her alone, take me! No more games, Bolsover. No more riddles, no more fucking telepathy in the middle of the night. Where is my daughter?
Admitting it now. Seems you're ready to play.
I fucking mean it. I want her alive, you coward.
Oh, she's alive, all right.
Alive where?
Look around, Conroy. You knew to come here for a reason. To this meadow.
Because you kept talking about those fucking birds! I took you here to get you to talk.
Are you quite sure?
No more nuances. No more. I want my answer in 5 minutes or you're dead. I don't care if I do time. I want my answer. You took her from me.
You fool, look around you. Isn't it obvious? She has returned to the sky.
What do you fucking mean?
Maya Angelou wrote that the caged bird opens its mouth to sing. The free bird opens its mouth to feast.
Feast.
I laid her down right there, right by that tree. They circled as she slipped from her human form. One by one they picked at her. The life had slipped from her eyes. No longer were there memories of beaches and sun. There was nothing but yearning. Yearning for release. And when all from her bones was stripped, with a flap of her wings she flew unto horizon. And now, glory be, the same fate befalls me. For when you release me, they shall feast for a month and free me from this earth. No longer the caged bird, shackled, but free to the cosmos forever.
You bastard!
That's the end of the first act. So we're going to take a 15-20 minute interval, go out, get a drink.
And we're about to commence the second half. And who's the first person to come on? Oh, that's me. Thank you. So I'm gonna read you guys a poem I wrote about like a year and a bit ago. I was very angry with the world. There was a lot of tension going on. It's about colonialism and especially the impact that has on the colonized. In particular, looking at the British Empire and the shady shit they did, and don't kind of do. But yeah. And the last thing that I want to say before I begin it is that Black lives have and always will matter. So, woo! It's called Motherland. What is your obsession with me? I notice you stalking me behind the trees. So I ask again, what is your obsession with me? I'm no virgin. I'm a mother of many seeds, growing strong and tall, attentive to their every need. As you can see, they're beautiful and wise, and colorful and free. Even when far away, they call for and think of me. We've lost Ming greatly, single mother that I may be, but you look at me with that look that scares me. So I ask you again, what is your obsession with me? You were staring through the window pane, pain reflected in what was to come, combing through my daughter's kinks, kinky thoughts racing through your head, heading to my front door you pause.
Plausibility could factor in sooner or later. Lay that to rest, it'll be fine for hundreds of years yet. Yet you'll be dead by then. Then you burst into my home, honing in on your target. Target practice I am for other victims, victories you name them, and take me to the kitchen. Couldn't you let me speak to the children? Run upstairs now. Nowhere to go, but when they cry, they're crawling out of the woodworks. Would you like some sugar in your chai, sir? Certainly. When your family asks back at home, you'll say you bought tea at the local store, storing lies in jars from my cupboards, buds flowering into bloody roses. Is that filling enough for you, sir? Surplus, I knew, but you let my children starve. Stars in the line for us, I guess. Guests should treat hosts with more respect. You bet. But I didn't get enough. You say, that wasn't enough. Take me to the bathroom. Bathing since seems a dark chore. Shores bearing my drowned fruit. Fruitful reapings from my dwelling on the ripples in the tub, symbolizing the butterfly effect you had on us. Using me to clean you of your sins, synthesizing methods to absolve yourself and tell me I need baptism. 'Tis clean enough for you, sir? Circling your index in the water. What made you think it was enough? You say. That wasn't enough. Take me to the closet. Cloths, gold, and jewels galore. Law you'd heard about and want to dress your wifey, your queen in. Encrust them on her head and her neck in the race to quash mine, mining to be ahead of the fashion game, gaming with trivial pursuits, pursuing more you can rob from me, mediating between your greed and your lust when you gawp. Gaudy, you stand dressed, staring at my now naked figure, figuring how I might feel different to your woman. Whoa, man. Swooning at the sight of my gaining breasts, breastfeeding your imagination with my dark skin, skinning me alive with those eyes that pierce, peering at my curves that display my fertility, fervently burning up with desire. Sire, have you taken all the items you wanted? Wanting to claim more than my objects, objectifying my body since you saw me from outside. Outsiders are somewhat more exotic. Ticking clock waxes late, and you snort. Naughty me for thinking it was enough. Of course, you say. That wasn't enough. Take me to the bedroom. Ruminating on the events that occurred since brings too much grief. Grieving since for my unbroken spirit. Spirited talk around the dinner table of your trophies. These for which you didn't pay, but we. Weeds in the garden which you pull out but grow back. Backtracking your actions made difficult by the lies you tell. Telling tales you regale your spin on the story. Stalling when she asks you why you smell of incense and spices, spitefully cutting the night short by bringing your gifts out, outwardly exuding innocence, but God, well, she knows what you've done to me and my babies. I am mother. I am motherland. It's true that history is like shifting sand, but my story marked the world, and all the subsequent stories that soon after unfurled. When today they say the past has been buried, it's the living dead, because stories repeat, even if varied. So now you apologize and tell me what we went through was tough. I laugh and tell you simply, that wasn't enough.
a melted smiley face.
I know I'm going to look busted.
Look, I can only work with the canvas that I have been given.
Rude, Alex, your girlfriend's bullying me.
She has my blessing.
Oh, fuck. I got my mark back for my assignment.
Oh, what's the damage?
Oh, it's fine. I scraped a 65.
Oh, what? An educated member of the gay agenda. Sounds like a reason to celebrate.
Time for a reward for all our hard work. What do you say, Dan?
Our hard work. He hasn't been to any lectures and we're 2 weeks into September.
And I still get 80s. Tell you what, pass my phone, I'll pick up tonight.
Well, I'm so glad you finished it, Will. You were so worried.
Speech?
Alright. I would like to thank the Academy for their consideration. I'd like to thank my mother, my therapist, my diffuser, and the medical miracle, selective serotonin uptake inhibitors.
Incredible. So beautiful.
First time drag, it's not going to be perfect. Look, it'll be dark in the club, you'll be fine.
Can we get some more positivity? Someone get my tarot cards and burn some sage.
We will not be doing that.
Good news. I heard Andrew isn't going.
Thank God. I love him, but the bitch loves a shot.
Heels off the floor by a 6'4" floor bouncer wearing Hufflepuff badges.
Your hatred of Hogwarts lesbians knows no bounds.
But hate is a strong word, but I just can't stand it.
She just reminds you of your roots. Didn't you used to write Potter fan fiction?
Yes, well, times change.
Why isn't Andrew coming?
Paul said he had a dick appointment.
I cancelled mine tonight. What's his excuse?
Jesus, Holly, what have you done to his face?
Wait, stop. I look like a member of a Swedish metal band. I told you to beat my face, not make it look beaten.
Put a wig and some tits on it, be Frankenstein's bride.
You mean Frankenstein's monster bride?
Don't go out like this.
This is just practice for Halloween, right? The main event will be better. It's also drag, for fuck's sake. You've seen Jeremy. He wears potatoes and a mop head.
Jeremy is also 67 and lip syncs to Mary Poppins.
But Jeremy's a sweetie. He's like the only one left of the 80s. He's mentally fit fine picture.
You know what? I think I look like Dolly Parton, but sluttier and richer and meaner.
Yes, Danny. I did a good job.
You did great. You got a name?
I don't know. I could ask my Ouija board. Oh, that's such a great way to get a drag name.
Are you going to try and pick up looking like that? You're going to get hate crime. That wig is a hate crime.
I could go.
I'll be fine. My dealer only supplies to girls, gays, and gays. Her name's Fern. She's my friend.
She's new. How'd you find her?
Ask Holly and Alex. They found her. Let's tell that story, shall we?
Ask no questions, and you'll be told no less. But, yeah, no, let's not. Shit, right, let's go. Come on, people. Bust the cat. Come on, come on.
Disappointing. Great. Now, fill me in. Great. No face, but thank God. Holy shit. Where is it? No, not you. I'll smash the shit out of you. Right, come on. Oh, God, oh, man. Please let me ugly. Please let me ugly. Please let me ugly. Please let me ugly. Please let me ugly.
Hey, Andrew.
Hi. Hi.
You seem nervous. Everything okay?
You know, first date nerves. I wasn't sure what you'd look like.
I quite understand.
It's chilly, isn't it?
Yes, I live very close.
You mentioned.
You seem eager to get somewhere warm.
Oh, I've got this whole date planned. You
Let's
can
go
go
to my place then.
Oh, if you insist.
I would rather not draw attention to us.
Yep, come on.
You're nearly there. For fuck's sake.
Right, we're not taking 10 minutes. We're down to 2 hours at this rate.
Sorry, we had to slow our usual pace to bisexuals.
Oh, I make no apologies. I'm only half straight, technically, so I can only speed walk at half the amount of time.
That's actually such a disability.
Yeah, my dyslexia really pales in comparison.
You're not half straight, that's not how this works.
I know, I'm only joking, Alex.
What if we sober up before we get there?
I don't think you have to worry about that, Mo.
I'm gonna get some fags. Anyone want anything?
Already here? You need more twigs.
I thought we agreed twinks was a slur.
Make sure they're all tall and cute. Also, get me a bottle of wine. Dan, you think everything's a slur?
Not true. And speaking of slur, the drunk babes. Holly girlie, you need to start rolling your cigs. Straight's not worth your money.
I know, but I've got a girlfriend, silly.
Are we done with the gay puns?
I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay, girls. Who's having MD?
Yes, please.
I'll have a think.
I'm up for it.
Did you transfer me? Paul, I think we're good. You got last time. Will, don't worry about it. You don't have to.
Maybe we should save, like, for actual Halloween? I'm not really sure come down's what I need this weekend.
Alex, don't be dull. Well, maybe do be dull this time.
Dan, I'll be fine.
I don't know, your medication, it's not...
Dan, I'll be fine. Don't be a dick.
Oh, don't you worry, Alex. I have bigger and better plans for Halloween.
Sounds ominous. I'm assuming you want a bit more than poppers.
Paul! Tell him about that guy.
Oh my god, I hooked up with a guy in a train station toilet.
What?
It was so hot.
You cruised. You're a cruiser.
Yes.
A dying species.
He was cute, flirty, experienced.
And married.
How? Why? You two are so frigid. I'm not apologising for being sex positive.
Yeah, just make sure the clinic test is sex negative.
Rude. I don't appreciate this judgment, thank you very much. And at least I'm getting tested. Some of you need to chat to Jeremy. I'll never skip another free test again.
I'm kidding, Pauline. We all know you're a responsible and clean queen.
That's right.
So, what happened?
Well.
Hey lad, you're giving me stage fright.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
I noticed your earring.
Thought you might.
Reminds me of my wife.
Mine's less cheap, I expect.
Of course, mate. Hey, listen, I think there's something wrong with my cubicle.
Oh, really?
Yes. Why don't you come in?
Shouldn't.
Oh, sorry lad, I thought that you were...
But you're in need. I'm sure I can assist.
Great. I mean, yes lad.
Isn't it crazy that back in the day we'd all have to do that? Isn't it like intense eye contact with strangers?
I know, right? I kind of liked it better than using Grindr. It felt so scandalous.
I hate apps. Literally asking for news after 2 sentences if you're lucky. Gays on there are rotten.
Does that include yourself?
Especially myself.
Who cares? Do what you want, so long as you're both adults, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. Just because you can fuck a stranger doesn't mean you should.
If you could, you would, Alex. You're just too scared. Look at me, I've never had a problem with anything. And I've never regretted another hookup I've had.
What about the guy?
What's the point of regretting things, you know? There's no point in repeating the past.
Are we expecting Andrew tonight?
I don't know. No idea. Haven't seen him all night. Probably fallen in love with his hookup.
Again? Oh no.
Are you writing poetry about him?
Definitely offered to paint him like one of his French girls.
Oh, you know he'll be at the club. Blackout as usual. Gotta love that bitch so much.
Oh, perfect timing. Bus is coming. Phone, keys, wigs. Have we got everything?
Drugs?
I'll take them when we get there. Alex, keep in mind drinks on me.
Drugs.
Drugs. Drugs.
Drugs. Drugs. Come on, drugs.
Drugs.
Stand up.
Drugs.
Make yourself at home, Andrew.
Thank you, such a gentleman.
Please.
Do you have a flatmate, or
No, just me. Would you like a drink?
you read my mind?
You're on the same.
It is a book of lemonade, only drink diet.
Okay.
But if you have wine, I could kill a rose.
How about white?
I'll probably gag, but I'm sure I can manage.
Good.
Although, gin and tonics would be nice.
I see.
Hendrix if you've got it, you know, cucumber tonic. But we can have red wine. Make it fancy.
Do you like music?
Yes, synth, pop, techno, or Kate Bush.
Kate Bush.
Something like that.
Maybe it's best without music.
Cheers.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm an English literature student. I also do commissions occasionally.
What kind?
I love painting portraits. My cousin had a baby and I got to sketch her. Who knows why she wanted a baby? But it was nice to do something personal, and the baby really is cute. She doesn't have any brothers, so she wants me to be the funkle. Fun uncle.
You like poetry?
Yes, but I'm not a fan of the ones I'm studying right now. I think studying poetry as part of my degree has ruined actually enjoying poetry. And the ones I pick are awful.
Why?
Well, they're really creepy.
My favourite kind of poem.
Oh, do you know The Earl King by Goethe? It's quite a weird one.
Oh, come thou, dear infant, oh, come thou with me. Full many a game I will play with thee. On my strand lovely flowers, they blossom and fold. My mother shall grace thee with garments of gold.
So, you do know it. The next bit is something about the words of Earl King breathing in the kid's ear, I think, and the dad just dismisses it as the voice in the wind or something. How do you know it?
We'll go then, dear infant, we'll go with me there. My daughter shall tend thee, with sisterly care. My daughters by night their glad festival keep. They'll dance thee, and rock thee, and sing thee to sleep.
I can't remember the rest. You know it better than me. This stuff is strong. I think I know the ending, but you've got me hammered.
I love thee. I'm charmed with thy beauty, dear boy. And if those unwilling, then force I'll employ.
My father, he seizes me fast. For surely the Earl King has hurt me at last. You never told me what you did. Do you study English?
Oh, I just love poetry.
Strange one to enjoy. Why aren't you drinking?
I love the ending of the poem best.
Why? It's horrible. The Earl King takes the child. I should get going. What is this address?
The father now gallops with terror half wild. He grasps in his arms the poor shuddering child. He reaches his courtyard with toil and with dread. The child in his arms find him motionless dead.
Can you call my dad?
We're meant to clean up any spills we make. And this one was your fault. So anyway, the next piece is a poem. It's Crazy Fun Poetry Party Time by Matt Prince.
Welcome to Crazy Fun Poetry Party Time. I've got some absolute bangers coming up for you. undiluted fun, including my acclaimed original poem, Whoa, Slow Down, We're Having Too Much Fun. One of my earlier works, good one, and one of my latest pieces called Life is Torture When It Ends. But before we start cascading down a waterfall of joy, I've got a slight admission to make. When coming up for this set, there was a bit of a problem with the title. It's a mistake. What I've actually got for you is a selection of serious, thought-provoking, and at times harrowing poetry. It's just that when it came to sending over the title for this set, there was a bit of a mix-up. I do some children's entertaining on the side. This isn't actually crazy fun poetry party time. This is tales of love, loss, fleeting happiness and despair. Which is now unfortunately the title of an upcoming 7th birthday party. Anyway, I shall cross that bridge when I come to it and instead introduce you to my first poem. So, I was thinking about formative childhood experiences, the sort of things that are uniquely treasured by each of us individually, but which also unite us, because many of them are pretty universal. I'm not talking about getting drunk off a bottle of vodka in a park. I'm talking about rewinding, say, 10 years, give or take, before that, to when you were actually a child, with thinking moments like taking home a picture from school for the first time, or being read a bedtime story, or getting drunk off a bottle of vodka in a park, but that is a unique parenting style. Now, the childhood experience that I settled on when going about writing this poem was paddling in a river. Have we got any veteran paddlers in tonight? Just a few. I mean, it's not exactly what I was hoping for when I said universal experience, but for some of you this will be a learning opportunity, clearly. I hope you enjoy this first poem. It's called The Stream. Water rushes over small feet. Up to the ankles it seems clear, as if untarnished by rocks that bite and mud that clings to the riverbed. Blossom has fallen and is carried downstream in gentle spirals. Coming together and drifting apart, the poor bliss of those pastel pinks and polished whites. Delicate china circling smooth legs. Movement. And ripples are sent outwards over tiny mountains of pebbles, exposed by their glass overlay. Outside the haven, dirt sticks and ragged stones come. That's the stream. Now, my next poem also kind of looks at childhood, although more from the perspective of an adult, and specifically a parent's loss of a child. This is also the most definite shift away from crazy fun poetry. Now, I wrote this poem after reading The Child in Time by Ian McEwan, which is a fantastic book, which I highly recommend if you haven't read it already. And so it takes some cues from that. But it also looks at writing and the creative process, and a loss of creativity in the face of disaster. But of course, in times of hardship, we all turn back to creative forms eventually, and they help us. And I like to think that that's what the speaker in this next poem has done. This is called Window Pane. I always have my desk by the window. Glinting above the sun-dappled grass, my pen bears down upon the page. A transference of light from behind parting clouds to words that converge slowly, through ink and gentle persuasion, behind hesitant gestures, musing but irresolute sleights of hand. In the sticky heat of mid-afternoon, the window is closed and yesterday's air hangs about the room. Sweat and ink intermingle. As my back hand wipes clumsily at my brow, my eyes catch a lone bird. It seems to fly above the sun, the heat under its wings, its fluid body basking in some hidden zephyr. Like that of a captivated child, my neck twists to follow it. I know not its breed nor destination, and turn away, silently embarrassed, at too much contemplation and too little knowledge. The tarnished page glares up at me. Speckled sunlight hangs between letters. The window's dusk, making itself known on this yellowy canvas of thought where light has not once seemed so unsightly. A shout from outside, then a sharp cry. My darting eyes can't hide the welling of dread from within my stomach, climbing my abdomen to a shrill crescendo of panic matching those of children. Playing, of course. I listen intently now. Feverish ears, searching for reason in such absurd misapprehension. Have my perceptions failed me? A restless mind, propelled by flawed impetus and broken senses. The freckled page reminds me of her, and that life I had. The piercing agony of that distant cry, lost now, as is she. Only to return in uncertain waves, as does she. I notice my pen on the floor, lying by my chair leg. It glimmers up at me with fragility strong enough to mock the contorted expression that I discern in the window pane. Presently the sun winks away, and the clouds cast into the room a muted light. That was window pane. I obviously can sense a general change in the mood. But it's okay. There's no need to be subdued. We can move on. Forget about the dead child. And go on to the next poem. Now, I am often asked, can you explore the realities of life as an underground mafia boss in poetic form? Owing to the immense demand, and I do mean immense, I decided to give it a go. This next one is called Dogmatic. He sits there, formulating, lips pursed in silent contemplation, hair like tar, gelled back, stretched back, the wetted ends like piercing blades into the back of his scalp. The desk is bare, the walls are vacant, the telephone disconnected. Unlit brown eyes penetrate the empty air, their sights aligned with those of fingertips, meeting quite deliberately, one by one, with indiscriminate precision. His black tie hangs loose, set to obscure the sins confessed by his stained shirt. The dark linen of his suit rests lightly on his shoulders. Alleviation, but for negligible creases. He rises and walks. Unhurried footsteps offer themselves in sharp reverberations. Leather firm on the wooden floor, the sound strikes harsh walls. Hands now in pockets, spreading the front of the unbuttoned blazer, he stops before the gun. It lies there, toying with his ruminations, his actions, inactions, failures of an hour ago. Lost to the past, but fresh in the mind, there they will live long. From the street below, the momentary applause of car doors slamming, the determined beat of steel-capped boots. Time, almost up. Tightening his tie, he props open the office door, a final exertion of authority. The job made them weak. 3 minutes rapidity, 6 lives dismantled. He stands by the window, the desk now procuring his shadow, and waits. I've got one last poem for you tonight, I've got one last poem, plus a section where I tell you a couple of cheap gags, mitigated only by the fact that they're told in relation to a renowned artist, which has the effect of artificially elevating them to a slight extent, but ultimately they are still a very long way away from intellectual comedy. Thought I'd give you the heads up. So this last poem is called Scarlet Sunset, which is also the name of a famous painting by J.M.W. Turner, the great 19th century painter. First of all, it's a fantastic painting. It kind of captures that incredible sky for which Turner will always be remembered. And people often contemplate how it is that he acquired his unique, ethereal vision of the world. Of course, I believe it's because he painted everything the Turner way. I warned you. But another of my favourite propositions is that it's because he actually had problems with his eyesight, which is why he acquired this kind of incredible, unparalleled view of the world. That means that his ropey eyesight was the reason for his artistic virtuosity. This was a hypothesis that I had to test. And so, I've prepared for you tonight my own Scarlet Sunset. My Mona Lisa. My famous art. And it's actually based on Pablo Picasso's Weeping Woman, and I believe it tells us a lot. Mainly that you do still have to be good at art. Yeah. Like I said, cheap gags. Bad picture. I hope I can redeem myself somewhat with this last poem. It is called Scarlet Sunset. Thank you ever so much for listening, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Was that pity? I mean, if we're referencing the cheap cat, I know they were cheap. Scarlet Sunset. Enjoy. Please. The light descends, a myriad of shades. A flaming pink illuminates the clouds, which decorate the canvas they adorn. Fragmented lines of stirring warmth compete, yet soon resolve to converge in their poise. The overlapping contrails etch their stories, innumerable futures yet to wake. We'll stay and gaze as lost spectators of some other realm reflected of your face. The blush of the scarlet horizon sends us silhouettes of gently smouldering branches. Their spiral dances grace our secret stage. Now pale dusk begins to take its place, our fleeting spectacle. It fades away. Thank you very much.